check out what we've got. New valve covers from Anderson Ford Motorsport. These are a low profile valve cover. They're supposed to be able to clear 1.7 roller rockers and also big intakes. It's important that you guys know that these are like a prototype. So they sent these valve covers out to me to test on my car to make sure that they will fit under a Holley Systemax intake. We're not 100% sure, but they should. Here's the thing though. If they'll clear that Systemax, they'll pretty much clear anything, okay? That's how much space you're working with. So they really can't be any taller than a factory valve cover. So I'm not sure about this, but that's why Donnie B went ahead and sent these things over. Now these are not available at the moment, but coming up here real soon they will be. A few things that you guys need to know. They will not come with stickers, with decals, if you will, okay? They just did that for me, but I think they're gonna come blank. I'm not sure on that. So you have bungs already welded onto the valve covers. There's one here and one under this cap as well. And what this is here for is so that you can run into like some type of catch can like this. I picked up this little deal for like 15 bucks off of eBay, and it should work out pretty good for us. For now though, since I don't have the fittings, I'm just gonna leave these plugged, and we'll just vent the same way I've been doing right here. There are a few other valve covers out there that are short and still clear, like 1.7 roller rockers, but as of this video, I think they're really hard to find. I know I looked not too long ago, and there's pretty much nothing out there at the moment, and that sucks because to clear 1.7s without modifying your valve covers, most of the time you have to go to a tall valve cover. Like Trick Flow makes some, and there's other companies out there that make plenty of tall ones. But if you guys don't know, the tall ones aren't typically for EFI. And the reason is simple. You've got all of this under here that a tall valve cover will hit. Okay, you can run spacers and do things like that. There are ways around it. So let me go ahead and get started with these things, and let's see if they fit underneath a Holley Systemax intake.
Focus level Super Saiyan, I'm locked in. Even death couldn't turn my heart right. A man's man, just like my pops is. The hustle comes. All right,
let's go ahead and get this thing on. I want to start with this side because this will be the one that's going to hit if anything hits. Valve cover is a little snug up here behind the AC compressor, but there again, these are pre-production prototype. Okay, so I did let Donnie B know that it was really tight right here, so I think they're going to go in and take a couple millimeters off the end of this, but I was able to get this thing in. It was a little snug, but look at that though. These things are awesome. I love the logo on it. I actually really like that, although you won't ever see it. And like I said before, for right now, we're just gonna leave this plugged off in the back here. All right, so there's your difference. Man, it makes it look like a mod motor almost. Look how wide they look in comparison to this valve cover, which is the stock valve cover. Sweet, it widens it out. I really like that. So I'm gonna go ahead, put this other valve cover on, and I'll show you though the fitment on everything. All right, before we button it all up, I'll show you the clearance. I can go ahead and tell you now, I've already kind of did a little small test fit. Looks like there's actually more clearance. Cool. Before we go any further with this, I do want to show you guys the difference between the two valve covers. Obviously, this is a stock modified valve cover, and this is the new Anderson. So you're going to notice in here what I had to do to make this valve cover work with 1.7 roller rockers. The bosses inside for what this is what they use to strengthen the valve cover with has to be ground down, and I mean substantially, to be able to get this to work. So as you can see, it's a lot of work that goes in to making a stock valve cover work versus this. They've just made room where it counts, and that's really what matters here. So that's the difference between these two. You can sometimes get away with a stock valve cover, but it's always nice to know that we have a short valve cover that will clear roller rockers. So as you can see, this has a baffle inside of it, so that's going to help as well from slinging oil and everything else. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this other valve cover on. I'll get back to you guys once I get that done. I love the way these things look. I mean, that's all quality stuff right there. I will tell you that, like I said, these are still pre-production. So we had a little tight fitment issue up there, which I told you guys about behind the compressor. and we had an issue right over here where possibly they're gonna have to clearance some more for the rocker to be able to clear. Not a problem though. That's the whole point of him sending these over, so that he can get feedback and find out if these things are good or not. So I think this is a new design. They've had shorter valve covers before, but if I'm not mistaken, this is a brand new design. So like anything else, trial and error. What you buying, Andrew?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. First off, let me go ahead and set the intake down, and I'll show you guys how much clearance we got. It's actually more clearance than we have with the stock covers. Look where the bung is back here. That's easy to get to even with the intake on. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to get to it, but no freaking problem. You actually still see the Anderson decal, which will not come on the production valve covers. So I hope you guys can see that, but plenty of clearance down there. So what do you guys think? You like them? I think they look good.
I think they look badass.
Yeah. I know Andrew likes them for sure.
They look badass to me.
So they have a raw aluminum finish, and then they have a black powder coated. And the reason being is it's a little bit cheaper that way, and you can polish them yourself or you can powder coat them yourself. So it's just a raw aluminum finish is what they'll be offered in, or either the black. So we've talked about the benefits of having a valve cover like this. You don't have to go in and modify your stock valve covers, and that sucks. If you guys have never had to do it, it really stinks. With something like this that you can just bolt on and run pretty much any rocker setup that you want to is worth its weight in gold. That's why I'm excited about this. I've been hounding Donnie B about these valve covers forever. So I'm super glad to have these things, and I think it's going to be a game changer for a lot of you. Now there are valve covers out there on the market, and I'll be honest with you, Trick Flow is a very good option. When they have them in stock, they have the short valve covers, but here's the issue. They don't have the filler neck. You have to buy that separately, you have to drill the hole, you have to do all of this stuff. And that's the one thing that I do not like about the Trick Flow, and they also don't have the AN bungs for your ventilation. So telling you, this is a really good option, guys. I like them. So we'll go ahead and get the car running, and then I'll give you guys an update on them, make sure everything's kosher. All right, let's go ahead and bust this thing off and see, make sure nothing's touching, like as far as the rockers on the valve covers. Looks like I got everything in place. And just so you guys know, for right now, this car is going to be vented from up here until I can get some proper AN fittings. So I'm just going to leave this off for right this second. I'm just going to stick that on there for now until I can get the proper AN fittings so we can run this thing over into a nice catch can. So I'll keep you guys updated on when they're going to be available to the public. Like I said, there's a few little changes that need to be made on the actual production models, but so far so good. I love these things. They cleared 1.6 roller rockers, no problem. I think I said I had 1.7s earlier, but the car has 1.6 roller rockers, but still, you do have to do clearancing on your stock valve cover for most roller rockers. I like them. Andrew, you like them? They look good, right? Mm-hmm. Too bad you don't really see them with this fuel injection setup, but they would also work for a carbureted setup. Now, I know some of you are probably saying, well, duh, but remember, tall valve covers are typically for a carbureted car and won't work on EFI, but these short valve covers would look really good on a carbureted car as well, if you want to keep that low profile look. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, and as always, thanks for watching.